giving it a little more throttle, get it over here. I'm backing off the throttle. This is oddly fun. I'm not lying. I'm actually really enjoying this. All right, I'm gonna land and let Chris try it because he's been begging me all day. When can I fly the bird? Let me see. All right, so Chris is about to launch. I'm gonna launch the bird for him. He's gonna pull the trigger. Okay, push the joystick left and right. There you go. And then you pull down. Pull the joystick down.
I'm pulling down.
Yep. And then go right to get out away from the trees. There you go. I would come down a little bit. I think it's more windy up there. Just let it drop. Bring it back over this way. Wow! I'm pulling up. I think you maybe would have had to restart it.
Oh, okay. Like restart maybe once it stops.
We still have a green light on the bottom, which tells me it still has some gas. So let's try it again.
I should have restarted that.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, again, this is my first time flying it too. So, all right, you ready?
Yeah.
Trying to make me dizzy.
It's pretty fun. I'm slowly getting used to it. I'm gonna try to land.
See if you can catch it.
Yeah, that might be ambitious for me.
Just pull the stick down and kind of glide it back towards you. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. Hey. Again, surprisingly fun to fly.
The tagline, surprisingly fun to fly.
So if you're new to the channel, I hope you'll subscribe because we not only do cool drone stuff, but we also do a lot of other RC stuff like this GoGo Bird. It is a radio controlled bird. It has 4 wings and 2 of the wings open up kind of like a X-Wing fighter, and then they flap, they close. Has a rudder on the back, has 2 little tails that kind of drag along behind it, and it has a thumb controlled remote control. Now, it comes with a USB charger and 2 little tiny batteries that go in it. Let me pull it out real quick and I'll show you. Here it is, and it's very lightweight, has this kind of cage built onto it. Today is a little bit breezy outside, so I've come to a place that I think is fairly sheltered from the wind, and I'm hoping I can fly it in here without putting it in a tree or something. Now, like I said, it does have a USB charger. That makes it easier to charge no matter where you are. You don't have to worry about your power supply being right as long as it's USB. And then these 2 little tiny batteries that have a little white connector, and the white connector is designed to only go in one way, so you have to be careful when you put it in. And then the remote control is this little guy right here, which takes 2 AAA batteries, and it has a thumb stick that you push forward to make it flap harder and climb, pull back to make it flap less and descend, and go left and right to make it go left and right. Now it also has some pattern buttons down here that actually I haven't tried yet, so I'm gonna give those a try, but I think you can make the thing fly in a pattern by pressing one of these buttons. So the first thing you wanna do is put the battery into the slot. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it will only really go in one way, so you don't have to worry about doing it wrong. Once you've done that, there's a little tiny button on the bottom that you press to turn it on, and you'll see a little tiny LED light up. It's pretty bright out today, so I don't know if I'm seeing it or not. And then you turn on the remote, which also has a little tiny button. And once they're talking to each other, they should both turn green, I believe, to say that they see one another. And you pull this trigger, and that causes the bird to flap. It flaps, and when I pull it again, it stops. Now, like I said, it's kind of windy today. I'm hoping that I can control it here in this enclosed area. There are a lot of trees. The wind is blowing that way, so hopefully it can fight that wind. I'm gonna start it off going into the wind a little bit and see if I can get it to fly around with me. So I'll back up and Now, if you fly into the wind, you kind of can almost have it hover in place. Right now, it's just fighting that wind. Now, I just gave it a little more gas to go higher, and I just told it to go lower. See if I can get it over here, closer to us. Yeah, the wind's really pushing it. It's coming toward me. I'm gonna let it come down. Now I'm gonna try one of these buttons and see if it'll just fly in a circle. Oh, there it goes. Now it is flying in a circle, but unfortunately, it was getting pushed by the wind, so the circle was pushing it that way. The wind was pushing it that way, even though it was doing a circle. Each time it went around, it was getting pushed that direction. So for as much wind as there is out here today, I thought it actually did pretty well. It did go into the circle pattern when I pushed that, but it was being pushed by the wind as it was flying in the circle. So you really, if it's windy, you're gonna have to control it manually. These patterns are gonna just fall victim to the wind. Can't seem to get it any closer because of the wind. It's just kind of fighting that wind. You definitely want to make sure the tail's not tangled in anything. Actually landed in its box. Whoa, it just made it through the fence posts there. It just kind of dove through. Totally an accident, but it was cool. This is all still on the first battery. Quite a bit of flight time for such a tiny little 1S battery. So if you've flown RC planes or driven RC cars much, this won't be very hard to control. Basically, you just have to remember that when it's coming towards you, left and right or backwards, because it's seeing it from the bird's point of view. With a little bit of wind, it is more challenging. If you have a big open space indoors, you could definitely fly it inside. For outdoors, it's great as long as there's not a lot of wind. And even today, with some wind, I'm having, I'd say, moderate success with it. Just occasionally it's kind of drifting away and I'm having to go chase it down. But for something this unique, it's really a marvel of engineering. What's going on in this thing is actually pretty amazing as far as how the mechanics are. So I have to say, this thing is actually a lot of fun to fly. I had very low expectations for it when I received it, and it is way, way better to control, easier to control, and more fun than I was expecting. And the control you have over it for something like this is actually pretty amazing. I have a link in the description if you want to get one of these for yourself down below. I would love to hear your comments if you've had one or if you have thoughts about it. It is certainly an interesting thing, different than most stuff I've flown before, but still quite interesting to fly. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on Ready, Set, Drone. Your impression, sir?
Definitely cool. There's a cool factor to it.
I'm glad you watched to the end, because I have one more thing to say. Bird, 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 bird. Good luck, bird.